Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about some wrestling news, so let's get into it here. So, big news, really, from the WWE world today here, reported by PW Insider about an hour or two ago, that Rhea Ripley was injured on last week's WWE Raw. I think after Liv Morgan threw her into a wall or something. It looked like she was grabbing at her shoulder. And apparently PW Insider says the issue is severe enough that the talk internally right now is Ripley may be forced to vacate her championship, possibly, as soon as tonight's episode of Raw. That's possibly, but they're still kind of like advertising this. How will Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley respond to Liv Morgan on Raw? So maybe they could be wrong. Maybe it isn't as severe as PW Insider's saying, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, PW Insider is saying this could be severe, but hopefully she's doesn't actually have to relinquish the belt, because that would suck. The long title reign she has, she does have to relinquish it if she's actually severely injured. But it absolutely suck, because the reign hasn't been the best, but she's had a long reign. It would suck if she actually does have a severe shoulder injury, and possibly as soon as tonight on Raw she might have to vacate it. But hopefully not. Maybe PW Insider is wrong. But it doesn't say she'll be forced to vacate her championship. It says she may be, but we'll see. So, Tony Khan on IndieWire talked about wrestling competition. He said, everyone knows that the most real thing in wrestling is the competition between the companies. About how the companies hate each other, pretty much talking about AEW, WWE, and it'll be a natural resource that powers the industry. They want to beat each other, take everybody's free agents, and that makes it interesting for everybody else. Well, you're talking about beat each other. Looks like WWE beats AEW every week. Tony Khan on WWE. It's not a rivalry. They kick our ass. That's what I should say. Competition is great, but so is good TV. If the weekly TV is good AEW the last 2 weeks, then people aren't going to tune in. The reason people are tuning into WWE TV is it's good weekly. You shouldn't let CM Punk go, buddy, because that was your biggest draw. It's still your biggest draw. He brought you 100,000 extra viewers. Not good for AEW, should be more, but it's good for CM Punk and more exposure. The competition is great, but almost a week ago, you just gave it to WWE guys not even your promotion anymore, free promotion, even though he doesn't need it. But you gave him more free promotion. WWE kicks your ass every week, Mr. Khan. A report here on Drew McIntyre's current, WWE contract per PW Insider. There's been a lot of talk, really, through what's been reported through Drew McIntyre. Oh, will he resign? Will he leave WWE? Well, his current contract with WWE expires in the 5 to 6 week range. So in about 5-6 weeks, his contract expires per PW Insider. But I think they should get that done. Should get the deal done. There's an understanding between Drew and the company, but get the deal done. Because I feel like he's on fire right now, and future storylines being set up for him are top tier. Not to mention Clash of the Castles in Scotland. It'd be a nice moment for him and his family to win the title back. And he wouldn't have been set up in a picture with Punk in the World Heavyweight Championship without having signed. I feel like he's signed right now. I feel like they're just waiting to make it official. Or just to announce it. But yeah, he wouldn't be in a feud with CM Punk or near the World Heavyweight title picture if he wasn't signed back. He'll get it. I mean, he's definitely re-signing. I mean, I don't want to hear people be like, oh, he's going to leave and go to AEW. He's 100% coming back. Stop. So, U.S. champion Logan Paul announced on Instagram the United States champion and his partner Nina Agdale are expecting their first child this fall. Oh boy, we're gonna get that incoming Dylan Danis trolling. But yeah, congrats to Logan and Nina on their first child. Per PW Insider, WWE's making it a point to ensure that Becky Lynch's new deal is completed before it expires soon, so it looks like they've probably got Drew McIntyre back. It looks like they're trying to get Becky Lynch back, and they're trying to ensure they get a new deal done because it expires soon. Becky Lynch is coming back. She's a big part of the future, especially in the women's division. She'll come back. I mean, Drew McIntyre, I expect like Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch to already sign. Damian Priest already signed a new contract. WWE will get all these people back. And I feel like she's a WWE lifer, no doubt about it. She'd retire before leaving WWE. I don't think she'd go anywhere else, and I'm not really worried. She should. I'm not, but I think she'll take some time off, but I think she'll get a deal done. So, The Undertaker says WrestleMania 40 gave him closure. It was a great moment to close the book on the past, and definitely a surprise moment for sure. I'm glad he got his closure. And it's basically really the end. I'm glad he got his closure, because it was a great moment at WrestleMania 40, choke slamming Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And he'd probably been itching for at least one more moment. So I feel like they gave him some closure. So Tony Khan was asked via Liam T. Crowley of Comic Book. Tony Khan was asked if WWE came calling to you to do not even necessarily a collaborative show, but just share talent, basically share the promotion, would you consider AEW to be open for business with WWE? He basically responded by stating, oh, and quote, it's an interesting thought, it would depend on the circumstances, end quote. It would take a miracle for WWE and AEW to work together if they did, because, you know, what's went on the last 2 weeks with CM Punk, Jack Perry, Tony Khan, like Adam Copeland, basically bringing that stuff up on AEW TV after the CM Punk interview. And it would take a miracle. It's a, quote, interesting thought, okay, as if he hasn't been thinking about WWE every day. I mean, it would help them both. I felt it would be great for the fans as well, but I just don't see it. It would take a miracle, especially what's going on right now, because it seems like Tony Khan hates WWE with CM Punk, or maybe he doesn't hate WWE, he just hates CM Punk. So Off the Top Rope with Rikishi, I guess it's a podcast here. He spoke on Jay and Jimmy at WrestleMania 40 last week, saying he felt they delivered, but wished they could have had a little bit more time. Felt like there was a missing puzzle, which is himself. He was in Philly, but never got the call from WWE. I feel like Rikishi was the missing piece. It would have been more interesting. I mean, maybe not a missing piece, but it would have been more interesting. I don't think so. I mean, it was a bunch of super kicks, really. I just don't think Jimmy Uso's a singles guy. Jay's had some good matches on Raw as a singles guy. I don't know, he probably won't be the top champion. They'll probably be a tag team again. Their movesets were just... Their movesets are really just the same. That match was never going to be that great. They'll be a tag team again, though, eventually. Part of the OG bloodline. So here's the advertised card for Montreal, Canada. Tonight, undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes will appear. Rhea Ripley dresses Liv Morgan. Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable for the Continental Championship in Sami Zayn's hometown. Sheamus, yes, the Celtic Warrior fella, returns. Can't wait to see Sheamus. Jey Uso versus Finn Balor. Andrade versus Dominic. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Ivy Nile, Maxine Dupree versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I'm just looking forward to Sheamus returning tonight. I know this is 3 appearances from Cody Rhodes and a roast to win the title, but I think it's his job to show up, and he's also on the Raw poster and won that title that had lived on SmackDown. I imagine post-draft he'll settle into one primary show. I don't think he'll show up on both shows. He'll just settle into one. The Rock confirmed in a new IG video that he has his eyes set at WrestleMania 41. Damn. Are we actually going to get Cody and Rock at WrestleMania 41? Or are we going to get Rock Roman at WrestleMania 41? Because that matchup don't need any titles involved. It could be the biggest main event of WrestleMania. And plus, the storyline seems to be heading in that direction. We need Rock Roman. Because when that happens, it's his final match. That should be Rock's final match against his cousin. At least to me. But I wouldn't be upset if he faced Cody, because that'd be a great feud and be a good match. And also, his new IG video, he acknowledged Seth Rollins is really the MVP of WrestleMania. I mean, worked 2 matches and some with his involvement in the main event of night 2. He could barely stand. Because I think he was probably just burnt out, probably hurt. But he wrestled 2 matches and was out there in some involvement in the main event. WWE will be pulling back from much of the augmented reality content they use weekly on Raw and SmackDown. Plan is for that content to remain on occasion, likely pay-per-view events, but will not be as much of a hallmark on weekly programming. The company will also be cutting back on the amount of staff and equipment brought to shows for lighting and production purposes. They will also be cutting back on the number of production trucks at the events. The latest in changes as the company continues to be resculpted in the Endeavor era. Well, good riddance to the, like, say this, for example. Like those CGI graphics. The augmented reality stuff looked kind of cheesy, so I get it. So, makes sense. So that's all from WrestleOPS. See if we have anything else here. No, that'll probably be the end of the video. There's really nothing else I really want to talk about. So yeah, so I'll talk about something next time out. Peace.